place where education is viewed not just as a means to an end, but as an aid to life, where the method for learning comes not from a curriculum, but from the natural development of your child. A place where creativity, innovation, and individuality are valued as much as concentration, motivation, and persistence. Where your child is not just a student, but also a teacher. In today's feature story, you don't have to imagine, we'll take you there. Hello, with this week's feature story, I am Tessa Habet. Our feature story is brought to you by Mother of Mercy Montessori, fostering a civilization of love.
Mother of Mercy Montessori. Registrations are open now. Nurturing and caring for your child is our passion. The things you'll need are a child's birth certificate, one passport-sized picture, immunization card, plus a registration fee of $40. Don't forget to check out our website www.motherofmercymontessori.com or call Miss Alma Habet at 610-6188 or Divine Mercy Church office at 223-7072 to register now. Mother of Mercy Montessori, fostering a civilization of love.
Light a candle for peace, light a candle for love, light a candle that shines all the way around the world. Light a candle for me, light a candle for you, that our wish for world peace will one day come true.
The story of Mother of Mercy Montessori begins with the story of Divine Mercy. Located on the Divine Mercy compound, Mother of Mercy Montessori caters to children from 6 months to 6 years. A unique method of learning developed by Dr. Maria Montessori, who was the first female Italian physician. 3 times Nobel Peace Prize nominated Dr. Montessori developed a keen interest in the foundational learning patterns of young children. According to Montessori, children from birth to 6 years old possess an inner drive to learn to walk, to talk, and feed themselves, and in fact can learn at this time in their lives with little effort. The Montessori method hinges on a deep respect for the child as a unique human being with a very special God-given purpose. There are no grades, no comparison, and no homework, as learning takes place in a specially calibrated atmosphere where the child is free to move and explore. Everything is small, and all efforts are geared towards the child reaching his or her fullest potential.
It was just like any new beginning, new idea. It begins with great excitement, great ideas as they get moving around, and hopes, and Divine Mercy Church has always been marked with very generous parishioners. I think every church could say that perhaps, but very generous, gifted parishioners. And the church community came together, different people, that especially had some gifts in education. Rose Bradley, she was actually the first chairman of the board, very highly involved in education. And she was a great help for me, because when she began to look at this and hear it and see the great benefit of a Montessori model of education, and she has so much experience in the field here in Belize and well respected, that kind of confirmed that, you know what, this daycare or the beginnings of a school, why don't we try to bring this very rich and new method of education, which is all over around the world. It's over 100. It began in Italy with Maria Montessori. Has over 100 years of experience all over different countries, and wherever it is, it's always seen as a premium form of education and very expensive. But it's new to Belize. It's different schools have tried it and you say are Montessori-like or inspired by the Montessori education. But to really go all in is another challenge. And we had the right people pop up. Ms. Indra Chavaria, at the time, she was working with preschool education, and her insights and creativity and suggestions were incredibly helpful early on. Adita Parente, her marketing skills were incredibly helpful as well. I'm going to be in trouble because I may not mention every single name that was involved in it at the time, but the Hebet family and the constructors moving. It's just been a great team of support throughout in laying the foundation of a Montessori form of education. What was unique, and I think what's really helped as well, but also was a woman named Christy Bin, known as Christy Snoke. And she, age 7, felt a call to Belize. In the depths of our spirit, her heart. And Christy came down for a visit to Belize, and she spoke about this Montessori. And when she speaks about Montessori, she has a certain passion about it. She recognizes experiences. But she was a great help to an encouragement to set the standard for Montessori education at the highest. And the standard, the internationally recognized standard is AMI.
Authentic Montessori pedagogical standards, referred to as AMI, maintain the level of excellence that Maria Montessori envisioned. Established by the AMI Scientific Pedagogy Group, the standards ensure that the learning environment offers programs for their children that allow for their full intellectual, social, and psychological growth. Dr. Maria Montessori outlines it this way: we must support as much as possible the child's desires for activity, not wait on him, but educate him to be independent. It is necessary for the teacher to guide the child without letting him feel her presence too much, so that she may always be ready to supply the desired help, but may never be the obstacle between the child and his experience.
Because the great challenge to Montessori, you need Montessori guides in Belize. And if it doesn't exist, we have no schools and we have no guides. And that's when you pray. You pray that someone in the heart, and it will be moved in the heart to desire to take this on.
I would volunteer here at Divine Mercy. I would volunteer adoration, a lot of adoration. And so eventually, I was asked to be on the Parish Council at Divine Mercy, and I refused. I refused twice. Twice I was asked, and twice I refused. The third time, I said, let me just try this. So I approached my husband, and he says, no, you can't do this. We have too much on our plate. This would be an additional task for you, so no. I said, okay, well, maybe I can't yet. So again, it was a refusal. Then I was approached again, and I said, but why am this is like the fourth time, so I don't think I should refuse anymore. So we discussed it, my husband and I, and he says, okay, do what you want. So I accepted. And it was like an eye-opener. I learned more about the church, and I felt very much part of, it's at first you would feel like, okay, you can't do certain things because you're not capable, or it's not my area. But that's not so, it's not so at all. That we can, as long as God is calling us, we can with His strength. So I did that for 3 years while doing other things, of course. Anything and everything that was needed, I was there. While I was in the Parish Council, we had missionaries that came to Belize, Ada and Miguel. And the way how they started to say about the Catechesis Good Shepherd and this Montessori approach, it was so interesting to me. And with my personal school life, started to come into my mind, and reflecting and started to think, and I'm like, oh, I said, something like this actually exists.
And then, due to an open house organized, there were different people that came and students that came, and to see this Mother of Mercy Montessori environment, and these young teachers and people, other adults coming in to see it. They walked in, and it was a weekend kind of little retreat or introduction to Montessori. Well, one of them was touched, so much so that she began a second career. Rosanna Burgess, and she has now gone away, made the big step to go away and get educated with her master's in education according to Montessori, and which she's now completing. Next few weeks, she's doing her practicals right now, and she'll be returning in this new upcoming year with that master's for the elementary education. So that's 6 to 12 years of age. So that's incredible. I think one great gift to have two great Belizean women totally dedicated to Jesus and totally dedicated to this way of serving our young. Another magnificent gift of province, which just happened over a lunch across International. They do so much great work here in Belize and financing many of the works of the church, and with Christ in the center of them. By a chance of meeting, you have to say divine providence, we began to dialogue, and we shared the vision. I had the opportunity to share the vision of Mother of Mercy Montessori, and that was it. And I didn't hear anything later, and then we get a phone call out of the blue and say, hey, quickly give us the site plan. We have a donor that's interested. And it wasn't just a donor, it was a very generous donor. And this generous donor, after working at that same early team of putting together that plan, he saw that, and it confirmed his desire to help this humble work, and we were able to put our first cement structure up, and before the first 3 years of the institution, and that blew us away. That really was a great word of encouragement for us.
So when we come in the mornings, it is to serve the children. We want the children to be able to have a place where they can come to and feel comfortable. It's a home away from home. And so that the children can reach their growth that they need, so that they can blossom into the person that they are. Every child is unique. Every child has their own purpose in this life. And I love the phrase from Maria Montessori that says that every child is the formation of an adult. Every child is already a person. They don't need to be taught in a certain way or formed in a way that someone else wants. They are their own person. Each and every child is their own person. So we are here to guide them and to give them what they need. We prepare the environment every evening so it's ready for the next morning, for when the child comes, and they can have this space, this environment that is all theirs. The guides are there to serve them and to present the information that we have to offer. And all of these materials are Montessori materials that Maria Montessori developed over the years and has been perfected over the last 50 years. And here in Belize, we strive to do that as well, to continue to do what we need to do for the children, to reach that perfection for our own culture. Because Maria Montessori, she always stressed that culture is important. You know, you need to have your child be raised and to be aware of everything in their life, not only what we want to offer, but they should be aware of everything in their surroundings. And there's a lot of freedom for the children in the environment because that is what we want to accomplish. We want the children to be able to to feel free, but yet they have boundaries. There's freedom with boundaries, and we provide that boundary as well, but not in a forceful way. It's always very sensitive and gentle. So the environment is prepared so that the children can see things that are real. We don't provide toys. We have glass items, we have wooden items. We use plastic as minimal as possible. It's only if we must, and if we cannot find something that we need to prepare a material for a child, that we'll be using plastics, but otherwise it's all glass, metal, and wood. We try to keep plants in the environment so that they could see the care of environment. So it's usually practical life, including care of environment, care of person, sensorial. We have these things that would be helping the children to move on to math and geography, science, arts, and of course we have the Catechism of the Good Shepherd. Because of certain restrictions right now, we're not able to do the parent education evenings, but that is so essential for Montessori education, so that the parents will know the continuity at home of how to handle situations and how to best help their children at home.
Even though I thought I was a Montessori mom and I had been following it, but instinct is to help your child. I remember in the morning I would take off her shoes, put on her indoor shoes, help her. I would hold her bags, and then one day Miss Alva said, don't put on her shoes. And I was like, okay. And I realized she can do that herself. And so it's the independence. I've been a Montessori mom for 2 years now. So Serenity started when she was 2.5 years old, and she's 4.5 now. And they would teach you different things, how to parent, how to deal with tantrums, and just having that support group there as parents.
We ask that the parents bring the children to adoration in the mornings before they come into the environment at Mother of Mercy Montessori. Children who use the transportation that we provide for the surrounding areas, we take them in the morning to adoration. I think that helps a lot with the children. When the children do not go to adoration first, it makes a huge difference in their day. We can actually see how the children are not concentrated, they're a little bit off their schedule and their work. They would walk around a little bit more. We find that they settle a lot more when they have just a few minutes before the Blessed Sacrament. They can say a little prayer, sing a song, whatever they want to do.
Well, bringing the children to church every morning, that makes my day. Before that, I would never come to church in the morning. But just that 5 minutes there, for me personally, I just sit there and inside and in church, and that's just an amazing start to my day. I have a much better day. I think that started the shift. And just because the school is so near the church, coming to church on Sundays and bringing her up where she's able to say the Hail Mary, the Our Father, just rolls off her tongue. And recently at night, she's like, Mommy, we need to praise God. Put on a music. And when she wakes up in the morning, she would say that. So it definitely does help me. Like, she has definitely impacted my life, and even the school, MMM, Mother of Mercy Montessori, has definitely impacted my life positively for me as a parent to draw closer to God.
They ask me if we have any children who want to go to the preschool, and also I volunteer for send my baby to the preschool, where she did learn very well. It learn to speak proper English, and she did do good at the bake canal, the bake Johnny cake canal, you know, she did do very well.
Scarissa now would differentiate her letters, her colors, and would bake. She learn how to bake, like help. Like when they teach her how to bake at school, but when she reach home, I can't cook in the kitchen without her in there because she wants to help. And that's nice. I like it. She learned a lot.
I thought they were just pouring flour because she helps out in the kitchen. She learns to knead at school. So when she comes home, she will tell me the ingredients and she's running the show. And the first time she wanted to do it, I allowed her. And when she actually knead the flour, and then there was that big ball, and she took out every single one and rolled it. And so when I helped her, she's like, no, mommy, you need to roll it this way, make it smooth. And she was instructing me on how to do that. And, she did the entire pan all on her own. And it's so amazing, that they're able to do that. It's a foundation. It really is that strong foundation.
Well, being a Montessori guide, I think, is humbling. It's a humbling way of serving the children. The children are the teachers. They are the ones who teach us. They are the ones who tell us what they need, and we provide it. We're here to serve the children, not to teach. They teach us. It's a child-based teaching approach.
Want to become part of the Mother of Mercy Montessori family? Become an official Montessori sponsor by subscribing to one of our 3 plans. Full day for $300 a month, half day for $225 a month, or become a food and transportation sponsor for $100 a month. Sponsorship forms are currently being produced. Payments can be made via online transfer, check, or credit card. Funds can be donated to Belize Bank Corporation at transit number 87965, account number 8736439. Online transfers are to be made in order of transit number first, followed by account number. One-time donations are also accepted. For more information, call Alma Habet at 610-6188. Mother of Mercy Montessori, nurturing and caring for your child is our passion.
And that's our story. Thanks for watching. For this and more feature stories, you can follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or view on Guadalupe Media Channel 96 on CCV or Channel 64 on CBC. You can also tune in on the radio in your car, home, or office at 101.9 FM, and please be sure to download the Guadalupe Media radio app from Google Play or the App Store. Our Blessed Mother, lead us to Jesus.